you know, like we have today. And don't start to play the role of housewife, going for weekend and cooking soup and so staying in his house. It will not help you. It will help you to derail and you will sin.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. If I heard you the very first time, you see sometimes there is a climb whereby parents too, they become obsessive.
Yes.
They become overbearing. It is not just because we should not overemphasize it, the consent of the parent. The consent of the couple too matter. In fact, their consent matters as much as that of the parents. Because according to the law, sometimes you may fall in love with a guy and you may want to live with the guy and tell the parents that, look, I'm going to bear the consequence. Then if the parents say, look, it's not from our tribe, it's not from our, you know, why do you have to marry? As long as you are matured enough to marry, the law allows you to marry each other with the consent of the registrar of the court and the government and the governor. So you can marry against your parents' consent if their consent does not agree with the way the two of you want to live your life. Because our parents, sometimes they are overbearing.
Great. Now, this is the issue. I asked that question of consent. I mean, because of this reason. Now, if the consent is important,
it's important.
We're talking about two mature, adults who have decided to be together. I made a distinction between just sleeping around and people who are already courting with marriage in view. Now, these people are already committed to each other. Okay, they've given their consent one to the other, and the families are aware. And there is no issue as to whether or not we don't want you to be together. Now, that doesn't make you feel like we are trying to police adults when we decide what they should do and not do?
I beg your pardon.
Okay, these are two adults. Okay, we expect them to be responsible for themselves. Okay, their choices and everything, and even the consequences of their choices. So does it not feel like we're trying to police their choices when we decide whether or not they should have sex?
Okay.
We have to look at this all round.
My dear brother, I want to be easy. Let me be honest and sincere with you. We must not be spooky or overly spiritual. We must not be spooky. If we have two consenting adults deciding to marry each other, they have done the need. That is why I said, please place them on the stage pedestal. Which stage are they? Are they in the stage of engagement? Are they in the stage of courtship? Or they are in the stage of dating? If they have done the needful, they have paid the dowry, they are free.
In this case.
Do you understand? That is why I heard. If they have paid the dowry, my parents have met, the parents have gathered together and they have met and there is meeting of mind. What next?
Okay, we'll continue this. We have a break. When we could get back, this conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Yes, time is life.
Yes.
Better not to waste it.
Please, two people that are in love, they have given consent to one another. Most of their people have known them. Even if they have not paid dowry, they have not done engagement, they are naturally attracted to themselves because the love is there. That is why I said the other time, they must set their mind of who they want to be and what they want to do. If you cannot discipline yourself, you don't have, there is a need to be intentional about it. When you don't discipline yourself and set boundaries that you must not cross, you see, the alternative to discipline is disaster.
So that, I think that comes in when we talk about cohabitation.
Yes,
right.
Well, they cannot cohabitate because it is a serious temptation for them. And they will fall.
Barrister, you wanted to say something?
Yes, you know, one thing is when you mention barrister, a lot of people are watching me from a distance, and I have to talk like a barrister, not just like a lady.
Truly.
So I don't want to give, any sentimental coloration to whatever I say, because I will be asked later to say, okay, why would you say this? Justify it. Nothing is wrong with cohabitation. I have said it over and over again. If cohabitation is understood in the context, If I ask you what is cohabitation, now you give me wrong definition, as a lawyer I will tell you that you don't understand cohabitation, because husband and wife, they cohabit.
So what is cohabitation?
The word cohabitation is a Latin word co, habitare. Co means what? Together. Habitare means exist. You coexist.
You are living together.
Husband and wife, they coexist. It's a Latin word. It's not English word.
But there's also a context in which cohabitation means something different.
You know one thing, that is where I'm beginning from. When we're not talking about cohabitation, because the court will tell husband and wife that you should go back to resume cohabitation. Are you getting now? We say what? That is what we call what? Conjugal bliss. Restitution of conjugal bliss. So I'm cohabiting with my wife. But when two people are not married and they are coexisting, it is forbidden.
In the law.
It is forbidden.
It is forbidden.
It is not all right. But we cannot just say cohabitation. Cohabitation is civil. Cohabitation is when two people are not legally married and they are not even traditionally married.
Okay.
They cannot live together.
You actually, okay.
Before
right.
you go on. Now, the point here is this now. Having had all this clarification, there are some who believe that the way we actually attack sex, before marriage, within courtship, it's a bit more stringent than God intended. Now, this is what they quote. Now, in the book of Leviticus, okay, we have the laws laid out there as to relationship between, people when it comes sexually. Now, when a married woman is found with a married man, okay, they're not married to each other, but they are married to separate partners. Now, are found together, they are stoned to death.
Yes.
Okay, when you find a married person with an unmarried person, the two are stoned to death.
Yeah.
But then when you find a married person, woman, an unmarried woman, and another unmarried man, single people together, they weren't stoned to death.
Of course.
Instead, what was said is,